It's too much, isn't it? Face it later. Ciao!
Greetings out there, this is Kitty, and I can't believe I'm actually doing this, but here it is. A tribute to my most hated character in the franchise. In some way it's also fun to talk about her, and there are people among the fans of 13 who like her, so I'll do my very best and put my personal feelings last. Her full name is Oerba Vanille. In FF13 she is 19 years old and her home village, Oerba, is not on Cocoon but on Grand Pulse, the enemy territory of Cocoon. It's an abandoned village where, before the Transgression War, many different clans have lived together. Vanille, for example, is from the Dia clan and Fang is from the Yoon clan. I have to put things right because in my top 10 most annoying characters video I claimed that Vanille talks with a British accent. And someone in the comments told me that it's an Australian accent. Maybe because Oerba reminds of the Outback, I don't know. So much for that. In appearance she is cheery, adventurous, optimistic, and full of ideas. But she also has her dark sides. She is quite good at keeping secrets and pretending as if butter wouldn't melt in her mouth. In reality, she is troubled with remorse because of her fault, which partly kept the plot of the game going. At first, we have to travel back 13 days before the actual plot starts. Vanille and Fang wake up from their crystal sleep in the Pulse residence, the Fal'Cie anima, that is currently located in the city of Bodum. Click on the info card if you want to know more about XIII and Fal'Cie and the Transgression War. I explain it all to you. Well, during that war, Vanille and Fang have been made XIIIs by Anima. Their focus was to destroy Cocoon. Fang somehow fulfilled it. This is the story about Ragnarok. I'll do a video on this topic sooner or later. Vanille, on the other hand, exactly remembers her focus in contrast to Fang, but as you know, Cocoon still exists, so she's probably failed. The one thing I didn't get over my research was why she turned to crystal in the first place. Usually she would have turned into a monster, a Sith, which would have spared the game world one of the most annoying characters of all time, but whatever. She doesn't tell Fang and they leave, I guess. However, a few days later, Sarah is going out for a walk, finds the Hidden Pulse residence, and is too curious to walk away again. She enters this thing, and is being made LC as well, as you know, if you play the game. Vanille somehow considers herself guilty of this incident. I don't understand why, though. She could have told Fang, yeah, but what would have happened after she knew? Would they destroy the Pulse residence? Defeat a Pulse Fal'Cie? I mean, isn't it kind of their home? It sure is, from Grand Pulse. Okay, maybe they could have warned everyone in Bodum so Sarah wouldn't have gone there in the first place, but even so, this has got nothing to do whether they know about their focus or not. They have been waking up within a Pulse Fal'Cie and walking out. They knew that it's dangerous and that it's there. They could have instantly told everybody, but arriving recently on Cocoon when you're originally from the other side seems to make you feel, let's say, unwelcome.
I don't know my focus. I'm gonna be a monster.
Vanille and Fang travel to Uroid Gorge, which is mainly a tourist attraction, but also the residence of the Fal'Cie Kujata. Vanille's brand is still active, whereas Fang's has been rattled. They decide to attack the Fal'Cie in order to get more information about Vanille's focus, for whatever reason Kujata could possess what Fang is looking for, because Vanille knows it. She fucking knows her focus, and still, I repeat it, still accompanies her friend on this lethal mission, risking more trouble instead of telling her the truth. I don't dare counting the ways of her disability. Okay, sorry out there, I'm trying to be objective again. Meanwhile, on this mission in got the name, Uroid Gorge, Zaz and his son Dodge go there for a vacation trip. Because of the attack, the Fal'Cie feels so harmed, it calls out another person for being its lessee. Just a question. If you were a Fal'Cie, an entity beyond nature who helped creating a whole world, and you would feel harmed by two women of Grand Courts, which is already dubious, you are able to choose a helping hand between random vacationers and security guards. Would you pick a 6-year-old child having your head on straight? The Fal'Cie in Bodom hasn't got luck on its side with Sarah as its lessee, but it had no choice. She was the only one walking around before her sister came. But what in hell did Kujata think when he chose Dodge? Probably nothing. Anyhow, Dodge is a lessee, the security staff comes to the rescue for Kujata, and Fang sees no alternative than taking on the guards on her own so that at least Vanille is safe. She pushes her into an elevator through which she can escape Uroid Gorge, but the problem isn't solved through this way. It's probably gotten even worse now that Vanille's alone. For her, a long, endless stroll over Cocoon begins, and she has no plans. On to Sarah, who, as a lessee, doesn't really know what to do, and has a nice talk with Vanille, who randomly comes around Bodom again. I wonder how she got there. By train? By foot? How did she pay for anything? Whatever, she apologizes and feels so guilty because she couldn't save Sarah, but doesn't tell her the truth either. At least Sarah is more optimistic about her fate because she's got Snow on her side, and he always knows what to do. I mean, it's another thing if the stuff you do really works or is just complete bullshit, but Snow is trying pretty hard at any rate. Then Vanille decides to let something happen for which I actually admire her. She wants to enjoy Cocoon's best sides as long as she can and spend a few beautiful days before she turns into a XIII. She's given up on herself but doesn't want to threaten any more people. That's why she voluntarily gets on the Perch train after some while. She thinks that her days are numbered and it's better for everybody if she dies on Grand Pulse. On this train, she meets Hope and his mother Nora, and later on Snow and Lightning and Zaz, and you all know what happens next. The Hanging Edge and the hijacked Perch train are the initial situation of the game. I don't want to spoil those who haven't played the game yet, so let's get on with her skills in battle. She fights with something that looks like a whip made of deer antlers with little hooks, and it's strange. But she's not a good fighter in close battle either way. Her ability is magic, and she might have the most powerful spell of the whole team. Her limit break is the death spell, with a very tiny chance of getting rid of the monster at once, no matter how big it is. This sounds redundant, but trust me, you're going to need that spell if you want to kill the Adamantoids. Her second talent is the Saboteur. She can weaken the enemy and take the advantage of it. I'm not surprised she can do that. Her Eidolon is Hackathon Kair. I heard of the Hackathon Kairs from Greek mythology. It's actually 3 of them. They're the sons of Uranus and Gaia and have 100 arms. That's why it looks like this, I think. I never used the Eidolons much. Anyone else didn't? But damn, the fight for Hackathon Kair was hard. A nice Easter egg is that it transforms into some sort of robot as Vanille jumps onto it that looks suspiciously similar to the Magitech armor Terra is using in FF6. I grant a bonus for this one.
It's my fault Grand Pulse ended up like this, isn't it?
Now to the details of her character. The form of the crystal in her crystarium is the one of an apple. I'm not a pro in history, but as far as I know, apples are not really the fruits of purity and honesty, but rather of seduction and manipulation. Just saying. The point in the game where you arrive in Oerba, Fang's and Vanille's hometown, there is one house where you can find a picture of them both. They seem to have a really good time before the transgression war. Still, I wonder if they ever get cold in their outfits. I mean, in their village it's deep as winter. The data log says that the snow around Oerba is actually crystal dust. Where did it come from though? To me it looks like snow. Maybe the people from Grand Pulse are just hard-shelled. And by the way, where is anyone else? I read something about empty Oerba and that it's got to do with the transgression war, but the people haven't just died, have they? They moved someplace else, and I wonder where. Shouldn't Vanille and Fang know? Moreover, Vanille is able to talk to animals. She can communicate with a little chocobo in Zaz's afro. This is an Easter egg too, I suppose, because I remember that Kryl of FF5 had the same talent. She could talk to dragons. Man, now I'm up for playing FF5 again. As much as she's pretending to be brave, Vanille can't stand the conflict she caused. Her fear of basically anything is so huge that she's incapable of taking responsibility for her deeds. The way she reacted to Zaz after he found out about what really happened to his son is just childish and even more coward. Instead of thinking about a way of turning Dodge to human, she rather chooses being shot by his father, which wouldn't help him anyway. On her own, she's not able to get things done, I think. She draws her strength from others, such as friends or companions. Of course, her personality evolved in the two sequels, FF13-2 and Lightning Returns, and she's actually more helpful and less anxious. But you must mention that in the sequels, she's over 1,000 years old. If she still had the personality of a teenager, she would have definitely wasted her time. Her strong part is her optimism, and if she's with someone she likes, she does not let anyone dampen her mood. At least that's a good feature. Vanille, maybe my hatred for you is starting to fade. It's still a long way, but maybe it's fading.
What were we thinking?
See you in my next video. Bye-bye.
Since we're here, let's look around. Well?
That's,